Stop, because this story is not as simple as the headline makes it sound. Shooting outside Chris versus Chris Brown's is the conflict at the center of this. But the important part is not just what happened, but that's only the surface. Police were called to Chris's house in Tarzana around 4 p.m. yesterday after a report of a possible shooting outside. Then the story gets sharper. To understand why this matters, you have to rewind and look at the origin story. The pairing for a co-headlining tour has naturally drawn attention given both artists' long-standing presence in R&B and their history of high-demand live performances. While the singer has no shortage of fans who don't care about his indiscretions, critics aren't happy with those supporting Brown due to his long history of abuse and other fast forward to now. And this is not just celebrity gossip, it's shooting outside Chris and Chris Brown's fighting over reputation in court. Home Friday afternoon, TMZ has learned. And this is where the timeline starts to matter. So the timeline becomes then, now, and escalation. Then there was the older background. Now there's fresh scrutiny. Escalation is what happens when both get linked together. It's almost like a courtroom where the past becomes evidence and the present becomes the argument. That's why the emotional framing matters here. This is about family, reputation, credibility, and whether the legal record matches the public story. We're told when officers arrived on scene, they interviewed both parties involved. A female caller reported that a shooting had just occurred and described the suspect as a black male, approximately 35 years old, who allegedly fired at her vehicle because once power is involved, context hits differently. The balanced way to frame this is shooting outside. Chris on one side, Chris Brown's on the other, and a legal fight where both reputation and evidence matter. Supporters of shooting outside Chris will say the story needs context and that accusations should not define the whole picture. The other side will say, Chris Brown's claims deserve to be tested instead of brushed off. To me, this is really about trust, timing, and how fast public perception can harden. And that's what makes this bigger than a normal news. Officers took the male suspect into custody at the scene and booked him on charges of assault with a deadly weapon and vandalism, though the exact circumstances that led to the shooting remain under investigation. Because stories like this either lose oxygen or they keep building until everyone has to respond.